Dhanam. Shankaracharya from Kanchi Kamakoti Peetham walked all the way from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, and in his journey he stopped in Delhi where I was living, and they had arranged for his talks, public addressing. So one of the talks he had narrated this verse as if the prayer says, Hey Shambho Mahadev, you are my soul, Atma. Atma Atvam Girija Mati. Girija, your consort, is my brain, intelligence, and all kinds of description about Parijana, Prana, Shariram, Graham. This body is your place of abode. You reside in every living being. All those things he said, but he says, many people know how to do worship by chanting stotras. Some people do worship by offering flowers, archana, and some people show deepam and rupam, all kinds of rituals. They go around the temple, parikrama, and all those different things I don't know. But I think you are here, you are there, you are everywhere. So wherever I walk, wherever I just go around, please consider this my parikrama, because I can't hold you in one place, you are everywhere. So wherever I walk is my parikrama to you, whatever I speak is my stotra to you, and you are in every word. And whatever I eat is your prasadam. If I drink alcohol, it's your your prasadam. And if I smoke, I'm showing you incense, all kinds of thoughts. You may have any idea. Some people keep taking alcohol or intoxicants like bhang and things like that, and they sing glory of Shiva, Jai Jai Shiva Shankar, Kanta Lage na Kankar, all kinds of things, and think this is Shiva takes so intoxicant, so they may make themselves happy using all those things in the name of God. So there are several people who think this is my worship to you. Shankaracharya says it's all okay. So from the audience, people think, oh, this is a great guru, we should follow him. He says drinking is okay, smoking is all right, doing anything is okay. So he says, but when it comes to consequence, due to continuous smoking, if you get lung cancer, then also you should have the same bhava, same feeling that Shambho Mahadev, what a wonderful prasadam you give me in my lungs. That's great. And if a person takes alcohol and he gets a cirrhosis of the liver, at that time also he should have the same attitude, saying that Shambho Mahadev, I got cirrhosis of the liver. What a wonderful thing I got. If you can have that same attitude, whenever you get pain in the body, consider it as his blessing, then you can do anything that you want. What does it indicate? The action we have brings in the reaction, and every action is followed by a reaction. When the reaction comes, if you have the same attitude what you had when you took to the eating habits or smoking habits, whatever you did, the action brings a reaction. That's all. If you have the idea of the reaction, and if you want that reaction, you can do the action. If the ultimate reaction is not good, do not take to that action. That's what we should learn. We are what we have made ourselves to be. All our actions bring a reaction, and from the time of our birth, we receive ideas, information, and knowledge from so many sources. Whatever we use those years knowledge for, that's what brings the effect on our face, our words, our action, our status. Everything comes because of our action. And if we have to choose the right action or the wrong action, it has to depend upon what? The reaction. In Bhagavad Gita, it says every action has two reactions. One is called the prayas, that means immediate reaction. Another is called shreyas, which is called the ultimate reaction. These two reactions are opposite to each other. Sarvasya dvaifale prayaha viruddhecha parasparam adau charam phalam paschat phalam sthirataram bhavet. That means what? The immediate effect stays for a short time, and the ultimate effect stays for a longer time. And that's why we have to remember it is the ultimate effect that we have to care for. If our action brings an ultimate bad reaction, don't take to that action. If our action brings an ultimate good reaction, take to that action. It's not the immediate reaction. Immediate reaction may be good, but if the ultimate reaction is bad, do not take to that bad. If the immediate reaction is seemingly bad, but ultimate reaction good, take to it. Exercise, for instance. Initially, if you have to do a lot of exercise, it looks like a pain. And okay, today that's enough. So we say, whatever capacity you have, if you try a little more than your capacity, that feels like stress and too much for us. But the result will be that your capacity to do exercise will steadily increase. In the same way, whatever we have to do, we have to try hard to do it well. Yogaha karmasu kaushalam. Whether you walk or talk or read and write or sing or lie down, whatever you do, there is a better way of doing it. And if you give attention to improving the way you perform anything, that is bringing you to perfection. Yoga means communion with God. God is perfection personified. And if we want to improve our performance, then that means we are going near perfection. And if the performance is better and better, we reach near perfection. And when we reach perfection, we get what is called fulfillment. That fulfillment is very, very important for us in our life. And without which we will be brooding over what the reason, what the hell I did this for. The reaction is very bad, you get a bad name, all kinds of things. A person who speaks truth, he will face difficulties in the beginning, but in the long run, he is respected as a truthful person. In the same way, our health is very, very important to us. Health is the greatest God-given wealth which we should preserve and cherish all our life. And the best way to do that is to watch our action. Whatever we do, we have to see the ultimate reaction. If the ultimate reaction is good, do that action. So whatever we eat, supposing we want to select our food and make it good food. What are the qualifications that makes the food good? Water, fiber, and life. Narchattu, Neerchattu, Uyirchattu. That's what they say in Tamil. These three essential elements in food that makes the food better food. And if we analyze most of the food that we eat, nowadays people have resorted to manufactured goods. Bottles and portions and packets, they all come ready-made. So it saves our labor and we get everything in a ready-made manner. When you resort to them, you don't know what goes into the manufactured goods. These people, commercial people, have made people consume foods that are not foods. Non-foods have been included in our menu and we are consuming so much of non-foods. And that means they are toxic matters. Dirt. Do you want to consume dirt? Nobody wants to. But if it is mixed into the food, you don't even know and you are consuming. I'm telling you, we are consuming dirt. Most of us do not know we are consuming dirt. What is dirt? Matter in the wrong place is dirt. If you throw food on the wall, it's dirt there. And if you throw scratch some paint or some whitewash from the wall and put it in the plate, that's the wrong place. That's a dirt. So food in the plate is not dirt. Whitewash in the wall is not dirt. So matter in the wrong place is dirt. In the same way, we are putting so many things in our body. Take for example coffee. What are the ingredients of coffee? Water, sugar, milk and coffee powder. Try eating them alone. When it comes to coffee powder, you can't eat coffee powder alone. 1 spoon of coffee powder, try and eat it. You can't. It's awful. That's not food. Such a non-food, a matter which does not belong in the body, we have been included in our menu. And many of us take coffee and we can't give it up. It becomes an addiction. You become a slave to that. We have to become free from all this addiction. And when we become free, we enjoy our life. Sarvasya, no, Sarvam Paravasham Dukkham, Sarvam Atmavasham Sukham. Dependence on others is misery. Modernization in life makes us dependent, and dependence gives misery. So let us observe, modernization is not wrong, but modernization in the wrong direction have to be watched. And when we watch it and examine it, we should be able to stop it. I was just talking about coffee, but there are so many products which we are consuming as if it's good food. Chocolate and tea and name it, we have a huge number. I don't want to waste your time and mine giving you the list. But there are good things we can talk about. There are good foods, good habits which we can include in our life. Among the good foods, water, fiber and life is in vegetables. In all the vegetables we have them, and in all the fruits we have them. God has given them to us in plenty. Sakala padarth hai jagmahi, karamheen nar pavat nahi, says Tulsidas in his Ramayana. God has given us plenty for our need, but all the world is not enough to fill in for our greed. Because we become greedy, we are taking wrong things. And because we take wrong things, our health is destroyed. If we put the right thing in our body, our health is preserved and improved. Do you know that our body, most of us know that our body is made up of cells. So minute cells which can be seen only through a microscope. Such small cells in the body are having their own life. You know what all cells in the body are? So many cells. Blood cells, and then we have flesh cells, we have nerve cells, we have hair cells, we have bone cells, and name it. You have got so many cells in our body. All these cells are continuously being replaced. Some cells are dead and they are thrown out of the body, and new cells are formed in the body and they replace them. So constantly this work is going on, replacing the cells. You have heard about heart transplant, right? Some people have a bad heart and they have put 2 stents already, they have gone bypass, and even now the heart is bad because you continue to eat wrong things. You continue to follow the wrong lifestyle. So what will happen? This is what happens. Heart goes from bad to worse. At one stage they say you cannot have this heart, we have to change the heart, we have to get somebody else's heart and put it in. This heart transplantation is done, then kidney transplantation, then liver transplantation. And like that, every part of the body, they say don't worry, we can get somebody else's heart and put it in. What does it involve? Surgery for hours together. And how much money is spent? Don't even ask, don't even go there. Lot of money, 2 lakhs. A friend of ours had saved money and built their own home. And within 1.5 years, they were told that there was a pain on the right side of the chest. When they went to the hospital, the examination told them that the liver is going bad. They have to do the transplantation of the liver. What will it cost? It will cost 50 lakhs of rupees. Now, where will they go for the money? They gathered all the money and they built their home only recently. Now, to get 50 lakhs, it's not possible. So they were in frantic effort to get the 50 lakhs loan from somebody. I happened to meet them. I even told them that you don't have to spend any money and you can have the whole liver repaired without any expense. I told them. They said, no, they don't want, we don't want to take any risk with nature cure. Doctors have told us that this is what we have to do. And they could not get a loan quickly. There's somebody who is not having unmuted or something.
Requesting all the participants to please stay on mute so that we do not have...
There is a participant named Dr. R.S. Can you please go on mute?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Please. So you may proceed, sir. You may proceed, sir. You may proceed.
Yeah. When they went to the bank said, yes, they can give the loan if you pledge the house, but it will take a month. They could not wait for a month. They went to a money lender, private money lender, and they took the loan with a high interest. And they paid the money and got the surgery. And within a short time, the whole thing was referred to a friend of theirs. And they said, no, you didn't have to do this. This was not such a serious thing. Where do you spend this money? Too late now. They have already borrowed the money. They have finished the surgery. And all these things happen in this world. And they are known to me. And if they had even listened to me, they could have saved all the money. But they did. In the same way, we do not know that all our body parts are being already transformed. In transplantation is already being done by God. The entire skin is being changed every month. Every month you are getting a new skin. But the quality of the new skin is worse than before because the quality of the food that you eat is worse than before. If we change the habit and start taking good food, the quality of the skin will be better, quality of the heart will be better. Every new cell that we generate should be healthy cells. If we keep on generating healthy cells, every part of the body can be transplanted eventually, and we will have a good body. And your age can come down. You can become younger by the day. All that you have to care is to select better food. Better food includes not only what we eat and drink. Food is of two kinds, the gross food and the subtle foods. Subtle foods are those which are not eaten or drunk, but like the sunlight, air, and ether. Our body is made up of five-fold food elements. And these five-fold food elements are in a particular order of creation. Whatever was generated earlier has a higher value. What was the order of creation? Ether, air, sunlight, water, and earth. Well, the first four elements are directly food, but the fifth element, earth, is not directly food. From earth comes plants, from plants come food, from food comes beings. Before creating the beings, their food was generated before them. So the food is called elder to beings. Annam hi bhutanam jyeshtham tasmat sarvaushadam uchyate, says Taittiriya Upanishad. Means what? Food alone is elder to beings. From food comes all the medicine. So if you want to take a medicine, it has to be food. So says the Taittiriya Upanishad, and so also is the same statement given by father of medicine. Who is that? Hippocrates, Athens, Rome. He said, thy food be thy medicine be thy food. All the medical men who qualify themselves to be a doctor, they have to take an oath in the name of Hippocrates and say that they will not administer anything other than food into living beings. They do take the oath and do the opposite. The only people who follow the dictum correctly are the natural hygienists. We natural hygienists follow the teachings of not only Hippocrates, the father of medicine, but we also follow the Vedic teachings. Vedanta has taught us so many things. Parasmada bhavad vyomno vayustato analah tatam pamchi tatapvi tata aushadhayo abhavan aushadhibhyo annamutpannam annad bhutani chabhavan atas sarva sharirani bhavantyadiyugagame. From time immemorial, when the order of creation also becomes the order of priority in maintaining health and treating the sick. Supposing a person is having some mild headache or fever, high fever, all that he has to do is to leave all the food, do fasting, just for one day. And the next will do fasting and rest. Sip cold water little by little whenever you feel thirsty and hold it in the mouth before you swallow. And this way, just in one day, fever, headache or any acute disease is cured. People don't think about it, people don't believe it, they rush to take a medicine. When you take a medicine, the story is reversed, totally different. Medicine, the word medicine denotes a sin of meddling with nature. That's medicine. So don't do the sin of meddling with nature. Nature has a plan. It is nature, it is life, which has brought us the fever. It has brought us the condition of disease or lack of ease. We have to respect and understand the order of nature. So what do? We allow nature or life to complete its job. Whatever it started will be completed if you allow it. How do we allow it? By not eating regular food and waiting for the body to complete its cleaning job. Disease is cleaning job. And in our body, there is accumulation of filth because we don't take good care of our bowel movements. Pranasya nirmale dehe cheshtitam swasthya namakam pranasya samale dehe cheshtitam roga namakam. Life's activity in a clean body is called health. Life's activity in an unclean body is called disease. When we see that all our bodily activity can be divided into two major activities, one of assimilation and another of elimination. We are very particular to see that exactly at the time 10 o'clock is my breakfast time, 1 o'clock is my lunch time, 6 o'clock is my snack time, 8 o'clock is my dinner time. So people are telling me I am very, very regular in my eating habits. Why am I getting sick? Regularity in eating is not a rule of health. Regulated eating is a rule of health. What's the difference? When you are not hungry, do not eat. Eat only when you are hungry. Attadarindu kadaipidittu maaralla tuika tuvara pashittu. That means in Tirukkural and so many other texts, information about health is given. Unless you make sure that the earlier food you ate has been digested and the waste from that food has been eliminated, and then when you take the next meal, you will never fall sick. And that is the only thing. The Marala means there is no other rule to health. So Tirukkural said it, and so many other scriptures are saying it. So we understand that we have to make sure that our bowel movements are good. We have to make sure that we include fiber, water, and life in our food. And once we do that, this fiber will take the responsibility of clearing our bowels easily. The water and fiber together work in eliminating the waste easily. Most of the manufactured goods lack in this fiber and water. So we end up having constipation. Constipation and indigestion are like mother and father to all diseases. So we know from indigestion or constipation, there is a stream of other diseases which start. When you take medicine for one disease, cure of one disease, that stops the disease process and allows the accumulation to be more. When the disease process is stopped, you don't feel the pain, you don't feel the discomfort, you think you are cured. The truth is totally opposite to that. You are not cured. You have registered yourself for getting chronic disease. Everybody who wants to come to this conference, please register in time, they say like that. If you want to join the Society of Chronic Diseases, they call chronic patients, you keep on taking medicines. When you meddle with your body and meddle with nature to heal itself from time to time, then you will be entering the registration for chronic patients. All the acute diseases are like our friend. When acute diseases come, stop eating, drink water and rest. You are cured. You don't have to cure a disease. Disease is itself cure. Now I have said something about our principles and practice. Now if there are questions now, I want to give some time for questions, answering the questions, and then I will proceed with the rest of the talk. Is that all right, Sandhya?
Yes, sir, sure. Requesting the audience. Audience, you can unmute yourself and post your questions for Arun sir. Please do take this opportunity and feel free to raise any queries that you have. You can also post your questions in the chat box.
Sandhya, this is Divakar here. Sir, thank you very much for the wonderful session, sir. You actually helped us by giving an awareness. One key question which I'm currently facing is at the age of at the age of 40 is that how to keep ourselves more active where the walking or the physical activities is very less, where completely working on the computers and stuff, and how to handle it, and I'm not able to do a fasting. Is there any recommendations or any suggestions which you can provide it, sir?
Not able to what?
Not able to do a physical activities regularly, sir.
Yeah. As we see, we know what the problem is, we know what the solution is. All that we have to do is go to bed early to bed and early to rise. Give time for exercise. We have to allocate it. Nobody else will come and allocate that time. I cannot come to your home and come on, let's do an exercise. This is only a reminder that we are responsible for our work. Supposing children don't do their work, don't we parents go and tell them, come on, get up, you should do your work. All those people who are doing all their homework properly, they succeed in life. In the same way, we have 5 guidelines for health. Ample exercise, adequate rest, positive food, positive thinking, and last but not the least, engage in occupation that will combine your skill and passion to help others. In a project that will help others. Like we see this rack madras, we're seeing that there is a chances for demonstrating dance is less, but they just do webinars and they are using their time very well to help others. That's what you should do. Don't sit down and don't brood over situations. Use the situation to make good and keep on doing good to others. If you exercise, it's not only good for you, it's good for your family, it's good for the friends, it's good for everybody else. If you keep fit until the last day, you will be not depending upon anybody. Self-dependence is a source of happiness, and dependence on others is a source of misery. Now you know the importance. Put the values together. Make a chart. This is what I have to do. And keep marking Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Every day you mark if you did exercise. Did you check your bowel movement? Did you have to work anything more? Did you have to include fiber in water in your diet? Did you have to add some more vegetables? All those things you have to check it out. At least if you do for 2 or 3 weeks, you don't need the chart anymore. You have made it your lifestyle. We always say a slogan. If you all can repeat with me, don't check your body, check your habits. Don't check your body, check your habits. Don't check your body, check your habits. This is a slogan universally applicable to one and all. What do? We keep on checking our body. We go to medical people to examine our heart, examine our lungs, examine the CT scan and X-rays and so many things. Blood pressure, temperature. I have got this spot, I have got that thing. This little things keep bothering us. Don't worry about that. Check if you did the exercise. Check if you did eat vegetables. Check if you ate fruits for a meal. Check if you are fasting one day in a week. All those things need to be checked out. If you check it out and grade yourself, you will see that your progress is. Did I answer your question?
Yes, sir. Can you repeat the that 5 things which you mentioned? It ample exercise. That 5 things which I would like
exercise. Ample exercise, adequate rest, positive food, positive thinking. Engage in an occupation that combines your skill and passion to help others. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, we have a couple of questions in the chat box, which I'll be reading
Sure.
to you. We have one question from Ranjan Sundaram. When
Sure.
should one fast? What is considered a fast? And how many days is it safe to fast?
Okay. Usually, there is no hard and fast rule about fasting, except that you design your own schedule. I fast every Monday until 4 o'clock. I call it half day fast. Sunday, somehow, I get to eat out, or I go to the temple or some parties or something. I may eat one meal as a common popular meal. It's not my diet meal. So in order to compensate for that, Monday I do fasting from morning till evening. So that's like a routine of mine, but everybody can formulate their own days. For some people, Tuesday is special. For some people, Friday fasting is special. You can choose your own day, but one day fasting is very, very useful. In the regularity of life, if fasting is included, everything is safe. Sevanam mitapatyasya langhanam samaye sati vayu tejo jalancha sevanam beshajam sada. That means even the positive food, eat moderately. How can you eat moderately? Is this much moderate? Is this much moderate? We don't know. What you have to do is chew the food thoroughly. Wait until you are hungry and chew the food thoroughly. Pasittu pushi, shavaitu chuvai. In Tamil, these are the two quotations. That means eat only when you are hungry and then eat by chewing your food thoroughly. If you follow this rule, you will never be able to eat too much of any food. You will be satiated with the adequate quantity of food that is. And if you have this habit, you will be able to regulate your life easily. Have I answered you, Ranjan Sundaram?
Thank you, sir. Related to the previous question, Krishna Sabapati, they are asking if fasting helps for problems like acidity. Is it applicable for problems like acidity to fast and self-recover?
See, acidity is mostly due to eating too much of acid. And another thing is during fasting, if you think about food, some acid secretion will be there in the stomach and that will be irritable. So what you do is you drink, keep sipping slowly little quantity of water, and that acidity problem or irritation will be removed. That's my answer.
Thank you, sir. Again, same related to fasting. S.S. Raman has asked, fasting for a whole day in a week, is it a must?
I am saying one day, I do only half day until 4 p.m. 4 p.m. I take fruits, and in the night I take cooked meal. So that's my practice, but some people can do more or less. Sometimes if I want to do one day fasting, I skip the dinner on Sunday, and I skip the breakfast and lunch for Sunday, and Monday evening I break my fast with fruits, and in the night I take cooked meal. That I call one day fasting. So you can design your own fasting and whichever is convenient. Initially, you start with a half a day or even less. Just skip the breakfast for some time, and another time skip the breakfast and lunch, and then you go on up to the evening. Each one can design their own duration and increase it according to the need.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. So we have a question from Ajit Hassan K, the parent. What is the best time to do yoga? Can we do yoga in the evening? Can we have only water in a whole day? I think they are consuming thyroid tablets every day. So is it advisable to do fasting?
See, fasting helps in every condition, not only thyroid condition, in every condition, because fasting is an opportunity given to the body to repair itself. And once you give the opportunity and the materials needed, the body will repair itself. During the fasting, we are supposed to be feasting on ether. Compare the word fast and feast. What is the one alphabet that's different in both words? E. E represents ether. Fasting means we are feasting on ether. If you remove the E from the feasting, you are feasting on ether. So ether is the most valuable food that we can consume. How can you call it food? Food is something that we eat and drink. No, there are foods which are subtle that can also be consumed during the fasting. What does it look like? Where is it? What color is it? How much is the weight and how much is the volume? That's nothing. That cannot be compared with the gross material. Subtler the food, higher its potency. So ether is the foremost, subtlest, but strongest food. It's not only the food that we eat and drink, but it is also the food like ether which we can consume only by fasting, only by not eating the gross food. And during fasting, it's okay to sip a little bit water whenever you feel thirsty. That's the way we do fasting. No matter what your problem is. Fasting has to be trained. If you have not ever fasted before, gradually start fasting for shorter duration and increase it. For people who have acute problems, so severe headache, high temperature, high fever, all those things, there you don't need to wait for training. Straight away you can do full day fasting or as long as the crisis lasts. When there is a crisis, fasting is easy. Okay?
Thank you, sir. We have a question from Gayatri. Is consuming cow's milk safe for humans?
It used to be at one time, but later on, the cow's milk is not directly from the cow anymore. And I used to love cow's milk, and I used to take a lot of such dairy products also in my life. And then I went to a vegetarian conference, and they asked me if I'm a vegetarian. I said, yes. Do you take eggs? I said, no. Do you take milk? I said, yes. He said, no, then you are not a vegetarian. I said, what are you saying? All the vegetarians in India, we take milk. Milk, we are not killing any animal, we are just consuming milk. He said, I'm not arguing with you. eat milk and drink milk, whatever, all your life, I don't care. But just tell me if it is a plant product or an animal product. That's it. He bored me down. And from then onwards, I stopped taking milk. It's an animal product. We cannot call ourselves vegetarians if we take animal products. So then, after I stopped the milk, I saw something wonderful happen to me. That is, I was thinking that I breathe normally. But after giving up milk, my breathing quality increased so much that I was surprised. I'm able to perform better. I'm able to do exercise much better. All those things become possible. So many other mucus problems also reduce. Now the kind of milk that we get is the prime source of so many diseases relating to mucus. Asthma, arthritis, so many diseases are creeping out from consuming milk. And even after getting the milk which is pasteurized, people boil it so much and make sure that they kill all the germs. They think they are killing the germs and taking a pure stuff. They are like mistake. We will talk about the germ theory at a later time, but right now let me tell you that milk is a source of producing too much mucus in the body. And mucus is an important ingredient in our body. We need mucus. But the quality of mucus that we get from fruits is much better than the quality of mucus that we make from milk and meat and so many other products. So let us not worry about milk anymore and take to more vegetables and fruits. Okay?
Thank you, sir. That's actually quite a revelation. Sir, there's a question from Eril. Kindly explain to be aware always about the calories that we intake. So do we have to be aware of the calories? I think that's his question.
The calorie theory has been proven wrong so many times. They said if you do not consume at least 1500 calories every day, in about 15 days or 20 days, you will be totally dead. But there are so many people who have demonstrated they can fast for 30 days, 60 days, all those things. Where did the calorie theory go? And they improved their health. Can you beat it? They fast for 15 days, 20 days, and their health problems vanished. So this has been proven so many times that we should not depend upon calorie theory. It is not what you eat. It's not how you eat. It's how you eat and what you eat, everything matters. But when you try to see the quality of food that should have fiber, water and life, most of the food that we are consuming do not have life. Processed food do not have. Only the food like fruits, well-ripe fruits and vegetables, they have life. We should take such foods in a larger quantity and reduce the grains and pulses for one meal, cooked meal, where we eat it only for satisfaction of the mind. For the body, it doesn't need them at all. So have I answered your question?
I think so, sir. Thank you so much for that. We have quite a lot more questions here. We have one from Anandi Rajan. Sir, could you please tell few things for type A personality? Because I'm the type A, so automatically I get stressed for ambitious life. How to overcome this?
If you want to have an ambitious life, that's not bad, but your ambition should be defined, and your ambition should be to help others. Whatever your ambition is. If I want to be famous, I want to be rich, I want to be this, that's not ambition. I want to help others doing this. I want to be helping others singing. I want to be helping others dancing. Anything that you do can help others. Entertaining. Entertainment is one of the fields, but there are so many fields where you can help others. If that's the motto, then ambition is not bad. Ambition has to be defined that way. Did I answer the question, or is there a part that you have not?
I think Anandi Rajan ma'am, I hope you've received your answer. Then I'm going to combine two questions here. From which age we should start fasting, and can a person with anemia fast?
Yes. The fasting can be done right from the time you are born, because even small babies who are born with some problems, if they are given fast for 3 days continuously at the time of birth, the baby can still continue and gain very healthy body. So that's only an extreme where there is a need for such thing. But that means we can start fasting from any age. Fasting is only beneficial. It's not a torture. It's not a punishment. It's not a compensation. It's just improving health technique. Any age is good for fasting.
Sir, about anemia?
Anemic patient will benefit much more by fasting and taking sun bath, exposing their body to sunlight. Direct sunlight will change the quality of the blood, and during fasting it will do a better job. And then continue with taking greens. When you take greens, you get iron, vitamin A, all those things come together with sunlight. The body will be able to make very good blood. But anemia will go in very short time.
Thank you. We have one question from Purni Mahesh. So, what is your solution to bloating?
Bloating,
Body bloating, yes.
There are several causes, several reasons which will cause bloating. One thing is most of us add salt during cooking. When we add salt during cooking, the salt gets cooked. Don't cook your salt. When you cook your salt, the sodium becomes concentrated. And sodium has when it is cooked, it has an affinity for water. It retains extra water in the body. And that extra, even while you're eating, you get thirsty and you keep on drinking water during meal. That's an additional mistake where you disturb the digestive juices and your digestion is spoiled. And that another thing is, even after eating, you continue to drink water. You've loaded so much water in the system that digestion gets totally disturbed, and it also leads to obesity. And water absorption is too much, kidney is overloaded, too much work. So we are ending up taking too much unnecessary water. So if you don't cook the salt, if you add the salt after cooking is done, then most of the problems solved. At the same time, we should have so many green vegetables along with a raw vegetable. One meal where you should eat raw vegetable salad without salt or pepper or lime. If you have that kind of a meal every day, there will be no question of bloating, and even those people who are already bloated will reduce and come back to normal size. So whenever we say any such things, we have to show by example. There are so many people who have done this and they have reduced their weight, and we have seen it over and over again in so many years. Exercise is, of course, very important. Breathing exercise is even more important. If you can breathe out and hold the breath and keep straight, and some people teach you how to breathe in and bloat the belly and make the belly short, all kinds of things. We do not advise that. It's not good to focus on the belly. It's good to focus on the lungs. You have to expand the lungs, contract the lungs. Lungs are breathing organs. Do not tamper with the belly. So bloating will reduce. And your posture. Yes, your posture is very, very important to see that your belly doesn't become a pot belly. So when you stand erect or sit erect, you compare the bag of rice. Supposing you are bringing a bag of rice from the market, and you place it down, the rice will grow sideways. And when you are eating it, the rice bag straight. Same as our body is a rice bag. We eat so much of rice, and if we sit like this, belly will come out. If we sit like this, sit straight, the belly will go on in, and you will be in the correct shape. Most of the time, we forget our posture, and we give room to expansion of the belly. Okay, I have answered that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Ilan Karthikeyan wants to know if we can find the solution for thyroid from yoga.
From yoga?
Yes, sir.
Yoga is only a part of it. You need yogasana, pranayama, and you have to eat right. Everything combined can solve that problem. It's not just yoga cannot solve. Many people already start taking thyroid medicine from outside. So whatever the enzymes produced by the thyroid is supplied from outside. Then thyroid glands will worsen even further. So stop taking medicines from outside. Allow the thyroid to repair itself by fasting periodically and eating with plenty of greens. So it's not this and that chemical. Particularly, we don't have to weigh it in a balance and give it to them. If the body needs 0.002 milligrams of manganese, you are not going to weigh it in the balance and give it. You are going to take a variety of vegetables. You are going to take a variety of fruits. When you do that, from somewhere or the other, the body knows where to take it from. If it is available in the food, it will be consumed by the body to the right quantity. Body will decide how much quantity is right. Okay?
Thank you, sir. Radha Krish wants to know how to bring down the weight for kids.
For kids,
Yes, sir.
kids don't have a different formula. It's the same formula that they have to keep their posture. They have to eat foods which are raw vegetable salad one time, fruits one meal. And whenever we cook our food, the salt should not be added during cooking. It should be added after cooking. These three guidelines and the breathing exercise. If kids start doing it, they will not be bloating. Okay.
Thank you. Sir, what's your take on milk byproducts like butter, ghee, buttermilk, and curd if you have to avoid milk? What about the byproducts? By S.S. Raman.
They're all bad. And when I say bad, then no food is bad in this world. All food, every food is good. But in relation to what we can get from plant products, this is bad. Animal products, we don't know the health of the cow. We don't know how we process the milk. We don't know so many things. And when we enter into a field where we do not know, we take a risk. All the byproducts of milk can be produced from plant products. Nut milk can be made from almonds, from soy milk, soybean, and from coconut and peanuts. All those nuts can also give you milk, and we can make yogurt out of peanut milk or yogurt out of coconut milk, yogurt out of almond milk. Everything can be made. Yogurt, once you make yogurt, you can make even cheese, you can make all the products. You've seen tofu in the market, which is not a milk product. Tofu is a soybean milk product. So everything can be done. We just have to understand and learn. That's all. We hold classes periodically and even web classes nowadays where we teach how to make all these products. So it's good to keep in touch and check out whenever we conduct other courses. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We have another question from Ajit Hassan's parent. Sir, is it good to have lemon with honey in an empty stomach, especially for wheezing patients?
Lemon with honey is not such a great idea. Wheezing is coming because of accumulation of mucus in the lungs. And mucus is a product of acid plus salt, acid plus sugar. They produce more mucus in the body. Lemon is acid, honey is sugar, sweet. So when you mix them, more mucus will be formed. So it's better to avoid that and take juice of ash gourd, the white pumpkin. The juice of that will dissolve the extra mucus and accumulated in the lungs, which has dried up. It will be dissolved and removed, and the wheezing problem will vanish. Thank you.
We have a question from Nisha. Can a person with ulcer fast?
A person with ulcer has to train himself to fast. First, initially, they should fast for a shorter duration, and later on, the duration can be increased, provided you have supplied enough material that is needed for repairing the ulcer. That you should provide through the regular eating habits of vegetable salad and one meal of fruits and things like that. So once you have introduced that habit, you can start fasting for shorter duration and train yourself to fast for a longer duration.